Okay, so this is the final video in the series where I basically do all the scouts or randomized dungeons and showing all the checks. This video, the last video is Skykeep. Now Skykeep is a very interesting dungeon, right? Because it only has 2 checks, but it's still kind of puzzling nonetheless. So, and also it's not in the in like the general dungeon randomizer pool. Like it's an option that has to be on or off. So the first thing here is the map. Or the map chest, right? And if this is the small key, you can skip a decent amount of Skykeep, but it isn't, so we'll have to get it anyway. So the first, actually wait, yeah, no, that's right. Yeah, so the first, yeah, so that's like the first set of I think the first section of the sliding puzzle right there. It's kind of a lot to explain, so one thing I definitely recommend you doing is kind of watching the video and kind of copying there, because it'll be the same each time, pretty much. But your objective is to have kind of like the LMF room and the assistant room at like the top, pretty much. Okay, so also I can use the bow for this, assuming I aim correctly, like that, yeah. Also, this room does require the whip and gust bellows. You can skip that with RBMs, but I'm not going to show that in this video. Because it's like, they're kind of confusing RBMs and their like setup is really whack, so. Right. So yeah, gust bellows, just kind of like this. If you try and do gust bellows like this, sort of like this way, first of all, that one won't work, so just get kind of caught by this one. So you want to always blow towards the direction you're going, and then like that. So yeah, this is the Skyview room. Each of them have kind of names, depending on what their music is. Like this is the LMF music, so it's the LMF room. Okay, so yeah, uncharacteristically for LMF, we have this kind of time shifts orb, or I can't remember what the exact name is, but we have one of those, so that's cool. And yeah, if you have the whip, you can just do that. Or you can just kind of you can just kind of run up it and that'll work fine. Okay, so this guy can kind of block the ladder a bit, but he's not usually a big deal. Okay, so we don't need that anymore because we could just use the bow for the rest of these. You can kind of, even though these are all blocked by like barbed wire, you can still get into like really good spots where you can still get them without the time shift stone. So with that one, you have to just get underneath it, and yeah. Basically, there are more in this room, but if you stand in this corner and you aim kind of on like the right side here, and so walk up this wall to get this visible, and like that, those are the 2 first ones. Then the remaining 4 go in this corner, and again, just shoot them in like roughly the right side, like that. It's semi-precise. It's like not too bad. If you know where you're aiming, it's not horrible. Okay, so now the second version of the sliding puzzle is you just kind of do that. And so far, if you had the small key piece, or the what? Okay, if you had the small key in the chest at the start, this is the exact same thing you want to be doing. I'll mention when that changes. A small key piece. Yes, this is temple apparently. No. Yeah. So put this down. If you have the whip, you can just do that. I assume at this point you would have the whip unless you're doing glitches. But yeah. Okay, so this room is very interesting, right? The game will want you to go around all the entire way, but you can just do claw shot vine clipping. So stand to like the left, and then kind of claw shot above this sort of thing. It's hard to see this sort of like portion of the vine, like that. and you circle off, and then you are underneath the entire room. And very conveniently, there are core shots on the other side, so you can just go ahead and do that, assuming you don't miss, like that. And then, yeah, you're right at the end of the room. You skip the entire room, and it's very easy to do that. It's like it might take you a bit of tries to get it, but it's like not too bad. And now we have the Triforce of Power. Also in these pots there are arrows, so that's cool. Right, so again, you kind of want this one. You kind of want the Wisdom Room or the Sandship Room to go down here. I missed a move. There you go. So we can do that next. And as it's the Sandship Room, there's a lot of stuff relating to the bow. Right, so yeah. And I might do a little bit of brake sliding this one. And if you haven't seen the other videos, especially on LMF, brake sliding is just a technique where like I hold the SS down after a home buffer or anything. It's not needed for anything, it just kind of makes your life easier if you know how to do it. But it's pretty difficult to do. Okay, so you can just go all the way up but at the back of the room, but if you stand in that position, you can just barely hit that from there. So drop it. Okay, you want to drop this before that guy shows up. And yeah, then just kind of run to the other side, and sometimes that could be a little bit finicky like that, but yeah. That's gonna miss. Okay. Yeah, optimally you wouldn't miss that. There we go, that's better. Yeah, so this room is just a bunch of bow shots pretty much. So take this orb and just kind of run all the way up here, and yeah. So go to the second one, drop it, or throw it. Cross it over to here, and because you throw it, there'll be like this kind of barbed wire that's not there. And then here's the Triforce of Wisdom. Nice, I can brick slide apparently. Okay, good. Nice, okay. So yeah, get more arrows because the courage room definitely needs a few arrows. Alright, so now this is where it kind of changes. If you had the small key in the map chest, all you had to do is actually wait. Okay. I think I'm doing this right. Okay. Basically want to get there to there, but this is kind of in the wrong order. So I'm having to think about this now. Oh god. It's been a while since I've done Skykeep. I've just been haven't done this in a random setting before. Like this. Okay, there we go. I think I got it. That, then move this round. It's like that. Okay, that's, and then you can just walk through there. But you might still need the other check. So my situation, what you need to do, I think, is, if I remember what I'm doing. This is also wrong, but okay. Technical difficulties, I'm dumb. Okay, So you basically want this there, that room there, and then, okay. Okay, got it. There we go. I think. No, maybe not. Oh, no, yeah, I do have it, yeah. Oh, I still need to move the thing. Okay. There is definitely a more optimal way of doing the slide puzzle. This is not optimal by any stretch of the imagination, but if you know, like, what the pans should be, or where each room should be, it's not too difficult. Also, there's a statue there if you want to do a safety save before the courage room. Okay, so this is the kind of room where the small key is, or small key chest is anyway. We have to fight Dreadfuse, which is kind of like the left-handed version of Skirbo from Sandship. But in terms of the fight, it's pretty much the exact same. The fact he's left-handed I don't think makes any difference. The biggest difference here is that, like, okay, well, the biggest difference in the vanilla game is that you'd have Master Sword here, but in Rando that doesn't really matter, because you might just have Master Sword for Skirbo. Yeah. The fight is pretty much the same, just kind of if you know the pans. Like, you know, the first one, like, for that third phase, the first one was a short one, and the second one was a long one, and again, this is the long one I could attack then. And it's just stuff like knowing that sort of things. Okay. So yeah, and of course you can skip all of this if you got the small key on your first chest. And yeah, this is why you need the small key in the first place, is because of that. Alright, so there's kind of like 3 sections this courage room. The first one is pretty easy, just run up these guys' shields. Try not to go into the void and just kind of hit them with your sword until they die. Fairly straightforward. Like that. So next I like to equip the bow, and if I had a shield I'd I'd put my shield away at this point, but I don't have a shield. So this next room is like, yeah, there's a lot of enemies, and so it's kind of like rapid fire with the bow. Pretty cool. Like that, and just kill this guy with the sword, and make all these guys go up, and then the best way to kill these guys is with slash and a spin attack. Like that. So next I'll equip bombs. I would equip shield if I had it, but I didn't get a shield for this save file for some reason. Okay, so next there's going to be, I think Janon's sister. I don't know the Janon lore here, but yeah. A relative of Janon from Ancient System. So yeah, place bomb there, and kind of this will kill all of the guys over there, so you don't have to worry about them anymore. Then, if you have shield, you can just use the shield when I'm backflipping, which is obviously much better, but I didn't get shield. So shieldless strats. Shieldless strats in this game basically just equivalent to backflipping. Basically, so slash, attack, 2 stabs. When it's like the end, when he like doesn't have a shield, like or shield, when he doesn't have a hat, you can just do 4 stabs and he's dead. That's the optimal way you can do that fight. Right. And so with that, that's the Triforce of Courage, which means that we basically get the completed Triforce, and yeah. That is pretty much it for Skykeep, I mean, bleh. Yeah, we already did Skykeep, that was like the first video. Yeah, no. So yeah, again, Skykeep is the dungeon you have to do, unless you have to, unless it's like a checkbox. Like it's not a required dungeon in like the dungeon pool. But yeah,